This is about the grade calculator app. So when it display, our program will have the look like this. So for example, that I want to create the grade calculation, I put the number 1, right? So the program asks me to put the assignment score. For example, I got 75. Then you ask me to enter the midterm score. So I get 66. And then the final score, for example, final score I get 88, like this. So then the program will show the result, this one to me, that assignment 75, midterm 66, and final 88. That means the average score will be 77.5, and the final grade will be the C. That means I get the final grade for C. And then if I want to exit the system when I complete for the grade calculation, I just put the number 2, and the program will ask me that, do you want to exit the system? For example, that I don't want, I just put no, right? So I go back to calculate and show the menu, and first I put the number 2 again, and if I want to exit, I just put yes. Then the program will stop like this. To create the grade calculator app, the first we will declare the variable that will be used in the program. So the first I will write this variable in the comment first to make more understand. So in here I will write grade calculator app. For example, like this. So to use the variable, we have the assignment, and this is about assignment for student. Assignment for student. And for the assignment, we will give 30%. And then we have the score about midterm, right? So I will write midterm. And here we have midterm exam, right? So in here we have midterm exam score. For midterm exam score, for example, I will give 30% for the full score. And then we have the final exam, right? So I write final exam, this, and after that this one we'll write our final exam score, right? This one. For the final we give 60%. No, this one be, it's not 60%, but it's about 40, right? 40%. 40%. And after that we have the average score, right? So average and score, that is, this we use for average score. That is, for the average score, we will calculate from the assignment score and midterm score and final score. Then we have the grade line. We have the grade, and this grade is mean that we output the grade later, right? So it mean output the later grade. For example, A, right? B, C, for example, like this. And then we have the OPT. OPT is mean option, right? So option for user to choose the kind of operation. Option for user to choose the kind of operation, like this. And then we also have the variable exit system, like this. So, and this one we use when exit the system. Exit the system when user finish grade calculation, right? Grade calculation, that is. So this is about the variable that we will use. But so after here we will use this variable. So to do that, we will declare double for assignment, and we have the midterm, and we have the final exam, and we also have average score. So after that, we will declare the integer of data type. Here we have the option, and we have EC system. This one we give the initial value for 1, and then we also have the string for grade level, because we use the letter, so we use this variable. So after that, we will use the while loop. So we write while, and in here we use true, like this, right? So inside the while loop, you create the program. So the first we have to show the user the information that they need. So the first we have to this one I will write perfect grade calculator. So app like this, and here I also give this one, give this one in here like this. Then we will show the user for the menu. So we enter and we write our console dot write. So in here I say please enter the following number, and we have the number one, right? Number one, I will say great calculation. Great calculation like this. This means that when you enter the number one or you input the number, this means we do great calculation. And then also have the number two. For the number two, we exceed. This means that when you finish the calculation, so you want to exceed the system, so you just put number two. So that's about our menu for the user. So when we ask the user to input the number, so we have to declare the variable to get the value, right? So in that value, we use for option, right? OPT, this one. So to do that, we convert dot to in, and in here we use a console dot read line. We use this one. Console.readWrite is mean if you read the information from the console, but after that we change to be the integer, so use this one. So after that we have to separate the operation, or we have to separate that number one or is number two, right? So in that case we will use the switch. We use the switch. So in here we use OPT, right, inside in here, and then we have that is. So we have the case one, right, and then we break like this. And for the case number one, we do for one. Case number one for great calculation. So we can say that great calculation like this. So here we go inside the number one, right? And we go to the case number two. Right. And then you should have a break that is. And then we go for the default. Right. Also have break. The first we write the prototype like this. And for the number two, we talk about exceed, right? So in here I can write a comment can write a comment is for that easy the system when user finish operation that is. And what is about the default we will use for to tell the user to put only the number 1 or number 2, right? So in this case we can say that tell user to input number 1 or 2 only, because sometimes the user will choose another number, right? So because they are wrong or they are mistake, so in the case they have to choose only the number 1 or number 2 in our program. So the next we will go to the detail. So detail in the number one we use about grade calculation, right? So we can write in here. So in here, the first we have to create the score, right? We have to calculate the assignment score. So I use as this one, assignment, this one, and then for example that I create the method assignment score, I write the method like this, right? And after that I also create midterm score. So we use the variable midterm like this. So in here I create the method midterm score to calculate the midterm score, right? Midterm score like this, and then I create the method final score, right? So I use the variable final, this one, and I create the method for final exam score like this. And after that we have to calculate the average, right? We use the assignment score, the method assignment score, to calculate the detail for the score for assignment, and we use the midterm score, the method midterm score, to calculate the value of the score for the midterm, and we use the final exam score to calculate the value of the score for final exam. So after we have the final exam score and midterm exam score and assignment score, that when we have 3 of this value, we can calculate the average score, right? So to calculate the average score, I will write calculate average score like this, and I will write we use the variable avg like this one, and then to do that we have right, we have the assignment, right? Assignment variable multiply 0.3. Why not? Because we assuming that we give the assignment score, full score is 30%, right? So we can multiply 0.3. So after that, we plus for the midterm, right? Midterm. So is there we use the variable mid, right? This one. This one we also give the full score for 30%, right? So in this case, we multiply 0.3, and the last or the final exam. For the final exam, we use the variable final exam, this, and the final exam they give the full score for 30%, right? 30%, they give the full score for 40%. So in this case, we multiply 0.4 like this. So after this line, we could have the average score for this subject. So after that, we have to determine the grade, right? So I will write. So we just know the number, right? So we have to know that A or B or C like this. So the next we will determine grade. Determine grade. So in this case, I will use the variable grade, this one. Then we create the method for determine grade, this. And in here, we have to use the average score to compare that score which match which one, right? For example, you got the average score for 4, that means you match for the A, something like this. So I will write average score like this. So when we get all of them, all for the grade, right, and the average score, then we just display the output to the console for the user. So to do that, I will write show the assignment that console dot write, and here I write assignment score, right? Let's say assignment score and assignment, that is one, and then we write for the midterm score, right? Console dot write say midterm score. Here we use the variable midterm, this one, and then the final score. So console write final exam score, and use the variable final exam. And after that, we will display the average score. So here I write console, and average score. Use the AVG rest score, this one. And then we will write about the letter grade, right? So final grade. And this one I use for grade, right? Grade only, like this. So, and then, for example, I want to enter new write, I can say console.write. New line, like this. So now we complete some of the program, but you see that we still have the red line underscore for the method, right? On the method, this one, the 3 methods, and right, the 4 methods. So that means we have to go to create the detail for the method assignment score, midterm score, final exam score, and determine grade. So now we go to create this one. So to do that, we will create the assignment score first. So we go in here, I create here static and double, and we say assignment score, that is okay. So in here, inside the assignment score, we will declare the variable assign score. For example, I say assign score, like this, and then we will ask the user, right, to put the assignment score. So to do that, I will write a console dot write, right? In here, you can write assignment score, right? Assignment score, like this. But this one we have to end this one, and we don't want it entered to the new line because we want it to display beside here, right? So when the user put the assignment score, you have to declare the variable to get the value, right? So we already declared that value for assign score. So I use that one, that assign score, this one, right? Assign score, and convert dot to double like this, and console dot read line, this one like this. So after we get the value stored in the assigned score, that we have to check that. We have to check that that value, what is the value, right? So the value for the score is just start from 0 to 100 only, right? It's not. If you put 200, that means that is not, and this is not the value for the score. So that's not correct. So that's incorrect. So we have to check that. So to check that, we will use the if statement, right? So in here, the first I will say check assignment score to be check assignment score to be the number from 0 to 100 only. That means when the user put the score that is not the number between 0 and 100, you will tell the user to put again, right? So in that case, we use if, right? So we say assigned score is greater than or equal, right? Assigned score, this one, must be greater than or equal 0, and assigned score must less than or equal 100, like this. So in the case like this, this means we will use console, right? We need to enter new line, so we just like this. But you should what you have to know that if you need the program to repeat, you have to use the while loop. That means if it's not correct, you can tell the user to put again, right? So that we don't use if you just do like this, that program just do one time. So we need the program to do repeat or more time, you have to use while loop. So that means I will use while loop for this one. So in here, this, so I say true in here, and do this, and enter, right? So you see that this one, this means we need more, this one, like this, and so in here I can say that input is input assignment score. So when you say this input the assignment score, so in here you can say n, right? N and this one, right? So if you write this one, in here, and input assignment score. So go back to the if statement. The if statement, we check that the score, the assignment score is is in the between of 0 and 100. So in that case, it's okay, right? So when it's okay, that means we have to exceed the while loop. So I will use the break statement, because when we okay, we have to exceed the while loop, but when it's not okay, we don't need to exceed the while loop. We will use other method to tell the user to input again. So in that case, we say else, right? Else this one. So in here we say also to right, and in here we say that try again, and then in here we put that please enter the number from, we say please enter the number from 0 to 100 only, like this. So we show this message to the user, and then we need to enter a new line like this. So for this one, I say that n, right, and I want to comment this, I end this one, and for check assignment score to be the number from 0 to 100 only, you can put in here like this. So I just say like this. So after that, so in this one we see that we have the while loop, right? We use the while loop to repeat in the case that the user put the wrong number, and we use the if statement to break to exceed the while loop when the input number is correct. So after we get the value for the assignment score, we have to return back. So this means that we have to return here, return what? Return the value for assign, this one, assign school. So we return this one back. Okay, so now you see that when we go back to the main method, you see that the value here, assignment score, this one is no error, right? It's no error, but we still have the error for midterm score, final score, and determine grade method. So that means we have to create the method for midterm score, right? Midterm score. So to do that, I will create in here so for the midterm score also be the number. So it's static, and here you say midterm score, like this. Okay, so the midterm score is also be similar to the assignment score. So we just declare the variable for midterm score. For example, I use this one, and after that we have to input, right? Input the midterm score. So input midterm score in here. But when we put the midterm score, we have the case that when they put the wrong number, right, which means it's not in the between 0 and 100. In that case, we have to repeat the program again to ask the user to put the number again. So we use the while loop. It's similar to the case that be great for assignment score. While loop. So after that, inside the while loop, we ask the user to input the midterm score. So I say console dot right this one, and in here we say midterm score. This one we don't need to enter a new line because we want the value to be beside the message. So after that, we have to declare the variable to get the value from the user. So we already declare the variable, so I use this one, right, midterm score. So convert dot to double and console dot read line this. So after we get the value, we have to check the value to be between 0 and 100. So we will write check midterm score to be check midterm score to be the number from 0 to 100 only. To that, we use the if statement. So if the value meet this one, this value must be greater than, right, greater than or equal 0 and must less than or equal 100. Less than or equal 100. Otherwise, it's not correct. So when they put the correct, we have to exit, right? So before exit, we will enter a new line by using this one. I say new line, and to exit, we use the break to exit the while loop. But in the case that is not correct, we use the else statement to display the message to the user to input the value again. So we say like the similar console dot write. We say try again. This one, and then we say console dot write. In here we say that please enter the number from 0 to 100 only. We say this message, and then in the new line use this message. Right. So then we had to end. In here we say and what? This one and this one in here. Then in here we also have to end, right? This end is mean input midterm score, and input midterm score, like this one. So after we complete and we have to return the value that we get from the user to send back to the main method, right? So use return this one, and we use the variable this one, right? Midterm score, this one. Okay, so now go back to the main method. We see that this one, the method midterm score, this will be no error. Okay, so now we complete for the method assignment score and midterm score. So the next we have to create the final exam score. So to do that, we will create a similar. So we go in here and we create static and double, and we say final exam score, like this. Enter. So the final exam score is also similar to the midterm or assignment score. So to do that, we declare the variable double that we say final exam score. For example, we use this one. So then we have to input, right? Input final score. So input final exam score, this one. But it's similar that we have to ask the user to put, but we had the case that the user put the wrong number, so we use the while loop to repeat the program, right? So we say while loop and true this here. So we ask the user to put console.write here. We say final exam score, final exam score, like this. We don't need to enter the new line. I delete this one. So after that, we had to declare the variable to get the value. We use the value here. We already final, this one, right? Convert dot to double, and in here we use our console dot read line, this one like this. So after that, after we get the value, we have to check that the value must be in the between 0 and 100. So in here I say check, right? Check final score, final exam score to be the number from 0 to 100 only. To do that, we use the if statement. Final score, this one must be greater than or equal 0 and final score must be less than, right? Less than or equal 100. This one. So after the input score is correct, we just into a new line, and we see the while loop by using the statement if. In the case it's not correct, we use the else statement, right? So in here we'll tell the user that try again, console.write. Yeah, I say try again like this, and so we tell the user that please enter the number, please enter the number from 0 to 100 only, like this. And then we enter a new line. So in here I will comment this one and what this one, check this one, right? We end this. And the next, for this one we end for input final exam score, right? And input final exam score, this. So you see that we haven't returned the value yet. So after we get the value from the user, we have to return to the main method. So in here is a return, and that value stored in the variable final exam score, right? So I say final, this one, final exam score, this one, right? Okay, so now it seems no error, and we go back to the main method. So you see that the method final exam score here is no error. Okay, so that means we are going to create a method for determine grade only, right? Because it's there has the error. So to do that, we go in here. I say static and string, because the grade is a letter, so the return value should be the string. So in here we say determine grade, right? Determine grade like this. You see that we use, when you want to know the letter grade, you have to know the value, right? The average value. In here we know that now we already know the average score, so we use the average score to compare that which letter is matched, right? For example, A match for the value 4, right? Or 3 match the value for C. So in here we have the average score. So when we create the method, we should have this average score too. So I say average score, this one, like this. So after that, we declare the string, right? For example, grade, this one, and then we will use the if statement to cut the grade level. For example, that I use if average score greater than or equal 98, then the value of the grade is A plus, like this. And after that, use else if average score greater than 90, then the grade equal A only, like this. And we'll do similar. So I will copy this one, to make easy look. I will enter a new line. The name be about 88. If the score greater than 88, it means you get a B plus. But when the score just greater than 80, that means you get only B, like this. And the next we have for 78. In 78 is when you get a C plus. And when you just get more than 70, that means you just get only C. And the next for 6, if you get the value more than 68, you get the D plus. And if you just get only for 60, greater than C, that means you get for D only, and else the grade, the value of the grade will be F, like this. Okay, so this is about the grade that we cut to be in the level. So after we get the grade when by using the value, by using the average score, then we have to return, right? Return the grade back to the main method. We use this one, grade this, return this one. So now we go back to the main method. The main method, and now you see that the method determine grade you have no error. So that means it after complete the case number 1, we are going to create for the case number 2, and we talk about easy decision when user finish the operation. So in this case, we have to ask the user that the user really want to exit or just for the mistake. So to do that, we have to show the message. So I say console.write, right? And in here, I will ask that, do you want to exit the system? Ask like this. And after that, we ask the user to put yes or no. So I say console.write, and in here I say yes or no. Like this. And when we ask the user to put yes or no, that means we have to declare the variable to get the values. So I declare the string because the user will put yes or no, which is the letter. So I use this one, and I say yes or no this one, and console.read line this one. And after you receive the value, you have to separate that between yes or no, which one, right? So I use the if statement to separate that. If yes or no is yes, that is. So when if yes, we have to break, you have to exit the system, right? And exit, I choose this value. We change this value to be 0, like this. So when we say exit system, that means we want to exit the while loop that or cover all other program, right? So to exit the while loop that or cover all the program, it means that the while loop that outside the main method, outside the switch, right? So to do that, we write in here exit the system when user finish grade calculation. And here we have if this one and exit equal 0. To exit the value, we just use the break statement. So here I use break statement like this. So after that means we'll complete for the number 2, and for the number for the default case, we just tell the user to input the number, right? So I say console.write, right? In here we say try again, this one, and after that we console.write, we say please put the number, please enter the number 1 or 2 only, like this. And then we might enter a new line, so I put this one, enter a new line. So this is our complete for our program, right? So let's check that what still missing or no. But in here we see that for the switch, we say option for user to choose the kind of operation. So in the case that I would like to comment, copy this one, and I say in here system, right? I say n, that is, say n, this, and option for user to choose the kind of operation. And for this one, for the while loop, this while loop is mean that our app start from here. So I say app start like this. So this means the while loop in here we end for app start, like this, breakdown here. So this is the main. Okay, so now let's check that any error or nothing. So it seems that no error, right? So let's review again that for the score that is correct. Note, we see that for the assignment we give student for 30% for the score, so we have 0.3, and for the midterm score the full score is 30%, so it will be 0.3, and the final exam the full score is 40%, so it will be 0.4, so the total score will be 100%. So now let's run our program to check. Just Control F5 on the keyboard. So now you see that the result will be like this. So just open up to be greater. So it's a great calculator app. Please enter the following number. So number 1 for great calculation and number 2 for easy. So for example, I put the number 1. So it's a assignment score. For example, assignment score I get for 60%. And midterm score I get for 70%. Final score I get for 30%. Right. So you see that it replaced this one. You see this one. Assignment score 60, midterm score 7 and the final score for 30. So that means average score will be 50 and the final grade will be F, right? So for example, I put the number 1 again, and the assignment score, for example, I put the wrong number, right? Like this. So the program will ask me that try again, right? Please enter the number from 0 to 100 only. I 66, like this. And the midterm score, for example, I put 111. This also asks that try again, please enter the number from 0 to 100 only. So for example, I put 90, like this. And the next final score, for example, I put 333. So if you ask that to put only 0 to 100, so for example, I get for 75. So if I get the 75, it means that you get this one, right? So the first assignment 66, midterm 90, and final is 75. That means my average score will be 76.8. That means I got only the final grade for C. So now I want to exceed, so I just put a number 2, like this. So the program will ask me to confirm that I want to exceed the system or not. For example, I don't want, I just put no, so we can continue. But I put the number 2 again, and I put yes. So this means the program will stop. This application is about GPA calculation. So the program will ask the user to input the number 1 or number 2. The number 1 is about the GPA calculation, and the number 2 is about exceed the system. So when I want to calculate the GPA or grade point average, I just choose the number 1, and the program will ask me that how many courses. So for example, I put 4 courses, and then the program will ask me in the grade letter for the course number 1 or the first course. For example, I get for A, like this, and in the credit hour 3.5 hour. The course number 2, for example, B, and the credit hour I put 2.5 hour, and the third course I get for B plus, and the credit hours, for example, 4 hours. The 4 course, the grade letter, for example, I get for C plus, and the credit hour, for example, 6 hours. So the program will calculate that your GPA is 3.13, like this. So after I complete for the GPA calculation, I want to exceed the system. I just put the number 2. Then the program will ask me that, do you want to exceed the system? For example, I don't want to, I just put no. And we go back to calculate about GPA calculation. But I put the number 2 again, and I say yes. So the program will exceed the system. In this script, I'll show you how to create the GPA calculation app. In here, GPA is mean grade point average, which they will use in the college and university. So to do that, first we will declare the variable that we will use in the program. So in here I'll write GPA. G is mean grade and P is mean point and A is from average. So I write a calculation app. Like this. So below the GPA calculation app, I will write the variable that we use in the program. So in the program, we use the cost count. We use this one. Why? This one we use to count the number of costs, right? So before you calculate the GPA, you one student must have many subject or many courses, right? So we count that how many courses do you have. So this means that to count the number of student course right here. And the next is we use this one grade. This one we use to get value of letter grade. To get value of letter grade from user. From user. This means that the user will input the letter, which will be A, B, C, right? Or A plus B plus something like that. And the next you use the credit, right? Credit. For the credit, we use to get the value of credit, right? So this means that every subject or every course, it will have the credit. So to get the value of credit, to get the value of credits for each course, right? Each course like this. And next we use for the grade point. For the grade point, we will use to get the value of points for each student, right? So it's to get the value of point for each course. And the next will be after that we have to use the total points. Total point. For the total point, it means that we will summarize all the points from all of the courses, right? So it means that to summarize the total points, to summarize the total points for all courses, and they be used for total credit, total credit. The total credit is mean that we to summarize the total credits for all courses, right? To summarize the total credit for all costs, and the next we will use for the GPA, right? GPA is mean that grade point average. So we use this one to get value of GPA points, right? To get value of GPA point and for the GPA point we will get the value that from the calculation between total points and credit points. So the next we will use the option. Why we use option? Option for we show the menu, right? We separate the menu, so this means that the user will have to choose the menu to operate the program. So here is mean option to choose the kind of operation like this. And the last one we use for easy system. So when the user finish the operation or the GPA calculation, they will exit the system. So in that case, we use the variable exit, right, to stop the program. This means exit the system when user finish operation. So this about the program, the variable that we use in our program. So now we will declare, right? So now we declare it. So to do that, we will have the double, right? The data type for double. And for double, we have the credits like this, and then we have for grade point, and then GPA, and then we have our total point. And this one we give the initial value for 0, and the next will be total credit. This variable also give the value for 0. And the next, then we will have for integer data type. In here we have cost count, right? Cost count, and then we have for option and is the system. This one we get the initial value for 1. This, and the next we will have the string for grade, right? This one grade will be later, so we use the string. After that, we will start to develop the detail of the program. So in here, our app will start from here, right? So we say app start, right? Start. And for the app start, we use the while loop. So here inside we write true, like this, and we will write the detail of the program inside the while loop. So in here I will write n app start ms start, like this. So inside, for the inside, we will write about the message to show to the user that what user will do. So inside that, I will tell the user that what is about this program and what user will do. So I will write console, write this one. And in here I will write that is write GPA calculation application, this one. So just copy this one, this, and after that you show to the user that this program is about GPA calculation app. And after that we say the user to enter the number. So console.write, please enter the following number. Please enter the following number, like this, and console.write. In here we have number 1, right? You say number 1, we say GPA calculation. That means if you put the number 1, that means you want to calculate the GPA. And the next, for the number 2, we just is it, right? So when the user finish the GPA calculation, the user can exit the program by put the number 2. Then the program will stop. So after you ask the user to put the number, you have to use a variable to get the value. So in here we will use the option, right? So it's OPT, this one. So this one we use to get the values, convert to int 32 and console.read line. Use the function to read the data. So after you get the value, you need to know that number 1 or number 2. So to do that, we use the switch. So next we will do that the kind of menu to make operation. The kind of menu to make operation for user, right? So in here I will write for switch. So I opt this one in here. So inside the switch, we will write the case 1 and case 2, right? So we have case 1. So after the case, we have to break, right? Break the system. And for the case number 1, we will do about calculate GPA, right? So say calculate GPA. And after that, we have the case number 2. This one break. And the last one, we have about the default. This one also break like this. And for the number 2, we talk about is this the system, right? So in here I will write is this system. Is this the system when user finish operation, and the and for the default. For the default video, tell the user to input, right? Tell user to input the number one or 2 only. Like this. This means that when the user put the number 3 or other number, that is not 1 and 2. In the case like that, the program will ask the user to input again, which will be the number 1 or number 2 only. So now we complete about the switch, and in here I can write and this one, and about the switch, we talk about the kind of menu to make operation, right? So this one I will copy this and I will write in here like this. So the next we are going to create the detail for the case number 1 and case number 2 and the default finally. So now we are going to create about case number 1. So the case number 1, the first we will ask the user to input the cost, right? To calculate the GPA or grade point average. This means that the student has many courses, right? And we need the point for each course to calculate the GPA. So we have to ask the user in here. So we say how many costs, right? How many costs, that is question mark, and need the user to input here, but we don't need to enter the new line, so we just use write only like this. So after that, you use the variable to get that value. So in here we use the value for cost count, this one, to get the value, and in here we use in dot pass, this one, and inside here we use console dot read line, this one, like this. And after that, after we get the cost count or the number of the cost, so we ask the user to put the points and the credit for each cost. So in here I will write summarize total points and total credits. Summarize total point and total credit, this. So here I will use the for loop. So I have in I equal 1, and then I must less than or equal the cost count, and I plus this one, and inside here we will ask the user to enter the grade, enter letter grade such A, right, B, C plus, like this. So to do that, so when the user input the letter, so we have the condition that we have the A, B, C until F only. So the other letter that is not in that rank will be the program will be ask the user to input again. So in that case we need to repeat, right? So when we need to repeat, I will use the while loop to ask the user. By the case that the letter is in the rank, the program will go to the next step only. So here we use while to do that, while loop, and here true, this one, and here I can write n and this one, just copy this one to be in here, like this. So inside here I will write the statement to ask the user. So I say console write and here we have the Torah, this, and I will say enter letter grade for course, enter letter grade for course, and I say this one, I like this, and then we use this one. So that is okay. So when we ask the user to enter the letter, we have to use the variable to get a value. So in this case, we use the grade, right? This grade. Console read write, right? Console.read line, and when we read, we need the upper. We say to upper. We need the capital letter only. This means that when the user input even the letter that is not capital letter, the program will automatically change that to be the capital letter. So this. So when the user input the grade, the letter grade, we have to check, right? So in here I will write check the letter grade to be check the letter grade to be as defined So in here we will use the if statement to check. So if we have a grade, that is this one, grade equal A, that is. So we will break. This means that if there are the grade that first input is matched in the case we declare right A until F only, that means the program will easy the while loop. That means will not ask the user to input again. L if grade this one will be B plus, also be break like this. So in here I just copy this one, because we have to check many. For example, after the B we have B only, and after that we have B minus, and then we have C plus, and we have only C, and then we have C minus, then we have D plus, and we have D only, and the last one we have for F like this. and it means that we check if in the rank from A to F, that means the program will exceed the while loop. So otherwise it means it's not in that case. You ask the user to input again. So in the case, I will say dot write in here, and I say try again. So in here I will say please enter the following letter only. Please enter the following letter only, like this. So in here I will write console to write this one have A, right, B plus B and B minus C plus C and C minus. The next are D plus and D only, and the last one will be F, like this. So now we show the user that put these letters only. So this one in here we end, right, we end for this one, check. And this one. So after that, here. So the next we are going to enter the cost credits hour. The cost credits hour. Just about follower. It's a enter cost. Credit hour. In here we will use the while loop. True. I just write n here. This means n the enter cost credit. So to enter the cost credit, we just ask the user to input console.write. So in here I just write enter credit hours. Credit hour for this course. That is, and we don't need to enter a new line, so I delete this one. After that, we need to use the variable, right, to get the value. Say credit, right, this one, double dot, and this one change in here to be console dot read line. Use this function to get the value of the credit. So after that, the credits must be greater than 0, right? So we have to check. So in here I will write check the credit hours to be check the credit hour to be more than 0, like this. So we use the if statement, right? Statement credit, this one must greater than 0. So in the case that the credit is greater than 0, that means that is the correct one. So we need to exceed the while loop, so use break statement, this one. And the otherwise, that means it's not greater than 0. So you ask the user to put input again. So we do else, like this. So in the case like this, I will say console.write, and I say try again. And then I will tell the user that what to do. Please enter number more than 0, right? Please enter the number more than 0, like this. So this we end about this one, check credit, this one. And this one. So now we complete for the entering credit point and the letter grade, right? So the next what we are going to do is about get points for letter grade. So I will write enter course credit. So the next we are going to talk about get points for letter grade. Get point for letter grade, like this. So to do that, we will use the variable, right? Grade point. Use this one, grade point. And in here we will create a method to do this function. So I say this method get grade point, for example, get grade point, and inside we have to use this one, the grade, this one. This means that after they enter the grade, right, the letter grade, that we don't know the point for that letter grade, so we have to define in our system that, for example, that A match with the point for number 4, like this. So in this section we will talk about get points for the letter grade, and we use the method get grade point to do that. Right, so that means we have to create about that. So now we are going to do that, and to create the method get grade point, we are going to outside in here, go outside for the main program, and for this one we use the static double and get grade point, like this, and inside in here will be string, right? This one I will say grade, but this one. So inside here we use the switch to separate that. That means the method get grade point will receive the letter grade from the main method. So we use, for example, that ABC, right? And we use that letter to compare that match which one in our system. So our system, I use switch, and we say grade, this one, and we use in here, and we say case, like this. For example, in here we use A, like this, right? A will return if it match the A letter, we return 4.0, like this. And we will have another case. Just copy this one and we paste in here. For example, the next we have B plus, right? And B plus we use for example 3.7, and if B only, we use for B only use for 3.7, 0, and we have B and B minus, right? B minus. For the B minus, we use 2.7. 2.7. And the next we will have for the C, right? C plus. For the C plus, we use for 2.3. 2.3. And the next view. Next we have for C only. For the C only, we use 2.0, for example, and the C minus. The C minus we use for 1.7. 1.7, and the next will be D, right? D. For the D, D plus first. For D plus 1.3, 1.3, and we will have another 4. D minus, D only, right? D only is about 1.0, like this. And the last one will be F, right? For the F, for the F number will be 0, right? But in the case for the F number, we just use for the to be the, we delete this one. We use to be the default. So say default, that is default. Default like this. And for the default, we just return 4. Zero. And in this case, we mark as to be F, right? So we letter grade is about F, like this. So this is about the get grade point. So after we get the letter grade, we compare with our system, and after that we will use that our system to check that match which one, and we will return that value for the point. So after here, we have to go back to our main method. So let's go back to our main method, and let's see for the you see that this one, right? You see that the method get grade point now, it has no error. Okay, so after we get the grade point, after we get a grade point, we are going to calculate the total points and total credits. So we go inside in here, calculate total point. So we use the variable total point, this one, and this one. This will be grade point, right? Grade point, this one, multiply the credit, right? The credit, like this. And the next we calculate our total credit. So calculate total credit. So to that we use the value total credits, this one, this one, and credit, like this. So now we finish for calculate the total point and total credit. Then the next we are going to do is about to calculate the GPA, right? So this is about for loop. So for the for loop we use for summarize total points and total credit, right? So I just copy this one. Just copy this one to know that what happened. N this one, like this, and summarize total points and total credits. So after and this we just calculate the GPA, right? So to calculate GPA we go in here and calculate GPA. So we use GPA, this one, equal total point, right? Total point divide total credit. Total credit, this one. So after that we just show the value to the console. So we use console dot write this one, and store, enter, and so that your GPA is like this. Your and GPA is this one, GPA, and in here we just 2 point and F2, like this one. And after that in here, for example, I just want to enter a new line. I use this one and just save the program. So now this means the case number 1 is complete, right? You complete for the case number 1. So the case number 2, we talk about exit the system when the user finish operation. So to do that, we will go to the case number 2. So we have to ask to confirm that the user want to exit the system. So console dot write in here, and we write in here that do you want to exit the system? Do you want to exit the system? We ask the user to confirm message. So after that, we ask the user that console.write, and in here we say yes or no only. So we don't use this one because we don't need to enter the new line. And after that, we have to use a value to get the value from the user, and in this case it will be the letter, so we use the string, and I say yes or no, this one, to console dot read line, this one. And after that, we have to separate that value that it will be yes or no. So I use the if statement, this one. If yes, we will get out, right? If we be yes, we will get out the system. So that means we have to use this value, and we change this value to be 0 when we want to enter. But in that case, we have to create the break outside in here, right? So this one is what the switch. So outside the switch, we have to create in here exit the system when user finish operation, and we use if this variable is equal 0, right? So in that case, I just use the break to see the value. Use the break, so just this one. So this means that when it get out of the while switch, if you go to for the if statement and check this value to be 0 or 1, if it change to be 0, that means we exit the app, which means that we exit the while loop here. So for the number 2, case number 2, you complete like this, and the next we're going to do about the default. The default case is mean that we just want to know that the user put number 1 or number 2 or other number. In the case that is not number 1 or number 2, we have to ask the user to put the correct number, which will be number 1 or 2 only, right? So we have to repeat about that. So in this one, I will write console.write, and when it, yes, we say try again, and the next message console.write, I just say please enter number 1 or 2 only, like this. And after that, I just need to enter a new line, so I use this one. Okay, so now it seems that our program is complete. So let's check that any error or not. Seem no error, but okay, now let's run our program. Just Control F5 on the keyboard. So now you see that the program will display the result as you see in here. So let's try to do something. For example, I put the number 1 and enter. So the program will ask me how many costs. For example, I have the 3 costs. I just put number 3. And the program will ask me to enter the letter grade for course number 1. For example, that I choose the wrong number. For example, I put a P. Go enter. So the program will ask me try again. Please enter the following letter only. Right? It means A, B plus B, B minus C, C plus C minus D, D plus and F. So this means I have to enter. So for example, I put B like this. So the program will ask me that enter credit hours for this course. For example, I just put 3.5 hour. Enter. And the program will ask me for the next course, the second course. The second course, for example, I get a C plus. And in this case, for example, I put the credits hour for 0. So the program will ask me, right? Try again. Please enter the number more than 0, right? So enter credit hours for this course. I put about 4 hour. Enter. And the third cost. The program will ask me the third cost. For example, I just get for D plus, for example, and the credits hour I put for 5 hour. So enter. So the program will tell me that your GPA is 2.10, like this. So then if I want to exit the system, I just put the number 2, and the program will ask me that, do you want to exit the system, or yes or no? For example, I say no. Then I will go back for the menu to calculate GPA or exit, and then I put 2 again and I say yes. So the program will stop like this.